Ladies and mostly gentlemen, today we're going to talk about Torghast, and more specifically I'm going to give you a complete rundown of Torghast, what you do there, how you unlock it, all of that good stuff. But before we get into that, guys, I just want to thank the sponsor of this video, and that is my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to check me out streaming Shadowlands every single day, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM. Right, so Torghast, Tower of the Damned, the infinite dungeon of World of Warcraft Shadowlands. Now this is going to be fun. I really do enjoy Torghast. I've been playing Torghast on the alpha, on the beta, played it recently. It's super great. I've played it so much and I still don't feel that burnt out on it, which is, you know, great, right? I've been playing it for what, like 6 months now, and I still really enjoy my time inside Torghast, and that's really a credit to the system and how it is, and I personally really enjoy my time in there. So as I said at the beginning of the video, we're going to go over absolutely everything to do with Torghast, and hopefully you'll be well educated and ready to go for Shadowlands launch. So let's begin with what the heck is Torghast. So Torghast is an endlessly replayable infinite dungeon that can be done in solo or with a group if you want to. It's up to 5 players, or you can jump in by yourself, or 2 to 3 or whatever, right? It's role agnostic as well, so it's pretty great in that regard. You could jump in with a bunch of friends and have a good time inside Torghast, or, you know, if they're not around, go in it alone. Now, Torghast is randomly generated. It has a ton of floors. If you look at this map right here, this is all the floors they created for Torghast, and it basically generates one of those with random NPCs kind of sprouted around that do different abilities, and each floor has a wide variety of different things you can do inside it, which we'll go over in a bit. But essentially that's what it is. It's a randomly generated dungeon that has different floors that you progress through, and the main goal is to reach the end and beat the boss. Now, to unlock the regular version of Torghast that you'll be running every single week, it's pretty darn easy. Essentially, once you reach level 60 and you pick your Covenant, you will have a quest to go see Bolvar, and essentially that quest will just send you into the Maw to speak to Venari. That will unlock Torghast for you, and that's pretty much it, right? You're going to be doing Torghast day 1 of level 60, which is pretty exciting, right? So it's not some horrible unlock quest, which it used to be. It's now just a simple quest from your Covenant to Bolvar to the Maw. It's going to take less than 5 minutes to unlock Torghast, and then you can jump straight in and start enjoying the system. So what are the basic mechanics of Torghast once you get inside? Essentially, a normal Torghast run will be 6 floors, and the enemies will get harder as you progress up the floors. Now, around these floors will be anima cells. These anima cells contain a number of powers. Now, they come in different varieties. You can have spec-specific ones, class-specific ones, or just general powers which are shared across every class and spec. This is where the fun part of Torghast is for me. You can get a great synergy with some of these abilities. You can also stack them. So let's say, for example, one is like Mortal Strike, cooldown reduced by 20%. If you got 5 of those, your Mortal Strike would be instant. So it's pretty wild. As I said, you can stack them. It's random in regards to which ones do drop. So most of the time you'll probably be stacking them up to 2-3 times, but there is such a massive variety of powers. And if you want to see a full breakdown of all the powers, Wowhead have a fantastic guide on their website just showing all the anima powers for each class and spec, and trust me, there is some really fun ones in there that you're going to encounter when you do Torghast. Another way to unlock more anima powers is treasure chests. These are just sprouted around the floor as well. Some of them you can just click straight away, and some of them do have little puzzles that you have to do. They're not too hard really. It's a bit of fun. You're not timed in Torghast, so you can just, you know, take your time and figure out the puzzle, and those will give you more anima powers. Another way to do it is also just doing these quests. You have random quests which are sprouted around Torghast. These will just come up randomly, and essentially most of the time it's just, you know, find my friend, and that will give you more anima powers. But anima powers can be found anywhere. They can drop from random NPCs. They will always drop from the NPC before you go to the next floor, and they drop from rares as well. And some of these rares do actually have special powers which are specific to that rare, so keep an eye out for those when you're traversing Torghast. On top of the anima powers, there are also soul remnants just kind of sprouted around each floor. Every time you click one of these, you'll increase your agility, intellect, and strength by 1%. So it's definitely very important when you're doing your runs to seek out these and get that extra 1%. That will last until the end of the run. It goes through death, and it's, as I said, it's very important to do so, because obviously the more you get of that, the stronger you will be, and the easier your run will become. One of the major features that actually really puts the pressure on inside Torghast is the death counter. Now, when you're on your own, you get a total of 5 deaths. These do stack up the more players that you have, and I think it caps out around 15 for a party of 5. Now, the deaths are spread across the party, so if you have one guy that dies 15 times, that affects you all. And when you get to 0 deaths, the Terror Grew comes out. This guy is terrifying. He will come and chase you and he will not stop. You cannot kill him and he will just instantly one-shot you as soon as he gets to you. You can avoid him if you run to the end of the floor, but you'll be stuck on 0 deaths, and as soon as you die again, he's gonna come back. So essentially he is kind of the finisher of your floor, and if he kills you twice, you'll be instantly teleported out, and that'll be the end of your Torghast run, and you'll have to do it all over again. Now on your normal run, as I said, it will be 6 floors. Now these floors always go by a pretty basic layout. Essentially, the first floor is just a normal floor. The second floor will be another normal floor. The third floor will be a break room, and inside of this room will be a vendor. Now this vendor is a broker, as you can see. These are the brokers that you see in Ouroboros. You're going to see a lot of these guys throughout Shadowlands. Now these brokers do sell a few things. They actually sell a plundered anima cell, which essentially is an anima cell. You can buy that and just spawn it straight away and get some more anima power. You can also get a Ravenous Anima Cell, which turns a non-elite enemy into an Anima Cell, and you can also potentially get some Torghast specific items, such as removing deaths, or throwing smoke in an area, or regen potions, or increasing your damage, things like that. So those ones are randomly generated, they won't always be there. The Anima Cells will, however, be there. Now you don't buy these with gold, you buy these with a specific Torghast currency, and this is called Phantasma, which is a fantastic name, and this is dropped from every single NPC inside Torghast. So if you really want to min-max your Phantasma, kill everything, there's also anima powers to increase the amount that you get, and as I said before, these do stack. So if you really want to min-max yourself, the objective here is just to get as much Phantasma as you can. This currency will be removed when you leave the run of Torghast. So it's a currency that is specifically for each run. The annoying thing that I find with Phantasma is the fact you have to loot it. It's actually kind of annoying. I wish you could passively just pick it up as you kill stuff. Looting stuff just doesn't feel that great, honestly. I think personally they should do it like a similar way that they do the currency inside Visions, but as of right now you do have to loot the Phantasma, and it's very important to do so. So while you're on this third floor, you do actually get Refuge of the Damned, which lets you change your equipment, specialization, and talents. Outside of this area, you cannot change your equipment, you cannot change your talents, and you cannot change your specs. So keep that in mind when you're going through. And obviously the third floor is halfway through. Once you get to the fourth floor, it's just a regular floor. Fifth floor will be another regular floor, and on the sixth and final floor there will be another broker which will sell similar items, and a layer boss. Now once you kill this boss, he will drop Soul Ash, and this is the important part of Torghast. This is why you're doing it, for Soul Ash. Now Soul Ash is a currency that you're going to need a lot of in Shadowlands. Soul Ash is used to create legendaries at the Rune Carver. Now the maximum Soul Ash you can gain a week is 1200, and it takes 1250 to create a legendary. Now the way that you gain Soul Ash is defeating that last boss, as I said. Now if you look at the map right here, there are 6 different wings of Torghast. Now these rotate every single day, and there'll always be 2 up. Now it doesn't matter which 2 you do, you just have to do 2 a week. Now if you look at this UI here, you can see the layers. Now each layer has 6 floors, as I mentioned before, and obviously the higher up the layer, the harder Torghast gets, and each layer does award an amount of Soul Ash, and obviously as you'd imagine, you have to defeat the previous layer to unlock the next layer at a total of 8. But once you've unlocked that 8th layer, that will be unlocked forever, so you could just jump in every week into an 8th layer of Torghast, and the way that they've done it is quite nice because you don't have to do every single layer. If you do the maximum layer, which is layer 8, it will award you all of the previous Soul Ash from the floors. So realistically, per week, you're going to be doing 2 runs of Torghast at layer 8. If you're not confident with doing layer 8, you can just do smaller runs, but essentially layer 8 is going to be your target per week. Do 2 runs of that, and that's pretty much it for your Soul Ash. And one thing to note with the layers is that the powers don't go over the layers, so essentially it's a 6-run thing. So if you get a ton of awesome powers in layer 1 and you want to go to layer 2 with them, unfortunately that's not a thing. Every layer is a fresh layer of Phantasma, anima powers. It's a clean slate every single time you do Torghast. Now you're probably noticing another wing there, and that is the Twisted Corridors. Now the Twisted Corridors is the unlimited version of Torghast. This is the one where you're going to get those cosmetic rewards. I did do a full video going through all of the rewards that you're going to get from the Twisted Corridors. Now the Twisted Corridors does not award Soul Ash, it's not going to be relevant to your player progression, and that's unlocked after a long quest chain, and essentially that is the one that you're going to be doing for fun and for cosmetic rewards. So another thing you're going to be obtaining while doing your normal Torghast runs is champions for your mission table. Yeah, so if you just find a random NPC that looks like a member of your covenant, you could just speak to them and that'll unlock the champion for your mission table. So yeah, that's just another facet of Torghast there. Not that exciting, but yeah, that's just another part that you'll be gaining from your normal runs of Torghast. Another thing that Blizzard added recently is some permanent upgrades to Torghast. Now these are available from Venari in the Maw, and there's a whole load of progression over there, and essentially you gain reputation with Venari. And if you want to know more about that and the Maw progression, I do have a full video on my channel, which I'll link into the top right of this video right now, or in the description below. And much like every reputation in the game, there are different items for different levels of reputation. So let's go through some of them now. At Apprehensive, the first level, you can gain the permanent upgrade Extra Dimensional Pockets, which essentially gains you extra storage space while in Torghast. You can also buy the Vessel of Unfortunate Spirits, which is another permanent upgrade, which makes your first death in Torghast not count against you, which is a fantastic upgrade. At Tentative, you can buy the Bangle of Seniority, which gives the broker vendors a chance to offer you uncommon options. You can also get the Ritual Prism of Fortune, which is another permanent upgrade, which says while in Torghast, your chance of receiving epic anima powers is permanently increased, which is a massive help in Torghast, of course. Also at Tentative, you can buy an item which essentially has 4 charges, and it makes it so you can bypass certain wards and locks in Torghast, and that, as I said, has 4 charges. At Ambivalent, you have one item called the Rank Insignia. This gives the broker vendors a chance to offer you a rare option, which is awesome. And then at Cordial, the highest rank, you can get 2 permanent upgrades. One of them is the Loop of Unusual Charm, and this essentially gives you discounted anima hordes, and the Possibility Matrix, which it gives you an expanded selection of powers in Torghast, and you'll always have at least 2 choices when choosing powers, which is great because sometimes you do just get one choice, and it is not always the best choice. So Cordial, obviously the highest rank, is going to take a little bit to get there, but they are permanent upgrades, so they are one-time purchase, and that will just permanently upgrade your experience in Torghast. As you'd imagine, there's also a ton of different achievements all linked to Torghast, from killing bosses to doing different layers. There's a ton to unlock there, so you're going to be spending quite a bit of time trying to get all the unlocks if you really want to complete Torghast and do everything that's actually possible. So that's basically it. That is Torghast Tower of the Damned. It's a feature coming in Shadowlands. It's a roguelike. It's enjoyable. I hope I explained it okay. I hope you guys understood fully what is going on in there. If you don't, let me know in the comments. I'll try answer as many questions as possible. But that's essentially Torghast, and that's something you can be doing twice a week at the minimum. And of course, the Twisted Corridors, you can just do that as much as you can. Now, there's no keys to Torghast. You can just jump in as much as you like anyway. But obviously, once you've got your Soul Ash for the week, you won't be obtaining any more rewards from that regular version of Torghast. So let me know down below what you think of Torghast, guys. If you've played it on the alpha or beta, let me know what your thoughts are, any feedback, or any worries about this system. As I said, I do really enjoy my time there. Will I be saying the same in 6 months? We will certainly see. So before I go, guys, I'd like to give a massive shout out to my amazing patrons, YouTube channel members, and Twitch subs. You guys are awesome, and if you'd like to support the channel in any of those ways, links are down below. So leave a like on this video, guys, if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. I've also got a partner Discord channel with over 3,000 members, and as I said, I am now streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to check me out streaming the Shadowlands launch and Shadowlands progression, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.